Hi, I'm Ashton. The day I am filming this is my birthday, and yesterday was my 11 months on testosterone. If you can hear my cat purring, I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. You're welcome if you can hear my cat purring. I considered skipping the 11-month update and just doing one when I hit a year. But I made an Instagram poll, and about 80% of you voted that I should do an 11th month update, and I was like, okay, that's fair, because I will probably regret it in a year if I don't do an 11th month update. So, that's what this is. I'm 11 months on testosterone. I'm sorry my hair's so messy, I have a haircut soon, but I kind of like it, like, long and messy, so, I don't know. Also, my ears are officially at, like, a healthy 8 gauge, so now I can wear spirals. I got these spirals, like, years ago before I started stretching, and I love them so much. So my 1 year video, I want to do like a long cumulative whole ass thing, but this is just gonna be like a normal everyday testosterone update. I guess not every day, but you know, every month testosterone update. So as always, I'm gonna start off by saying my dosage. Every other week on Thursdays, I take 0.4 milliliters of 200 milligram per milliliter testosterone. If you've been watching these videos for a while, I did start off on a much lower dose than that. I started off at a 0.25, I believe, on 100 milligrams per milliliter. So I started off at like a quarter of this, I guess. And on the dose that I am on now, I'm in the healthy range for testosterone for a trans guy, so my testosterone levels are now like actually where they should be, and the changes are probably going to start being more visible as my body is now actually on a dose that will start to change it. This is what my vials look like. I have one like glued to a cardboard and on my little wall. It's an empty one, but if you saw my wall in my favorites video, you'll know what I'm talking about. So yeah, this is what it looks like. I am on depot testosterone. I inject it subcutaneously now. The past 2 shots I have had were actually done subcutaneously. I used to do them intramuscular. I do want to do a video on the differences between the 2 shots that I've experienced, but I also might just do like a longer video where I talk about every type of testosterone that you can take, if that makes sense. So I don't know, but one of those will happen eventually. But other than that, I have been on a steady dose every 2 weeks, and it's been going pretty good. So I'm gonna pull up a list of the effects of testosterone, and we're gonna see how I'm doing. Of course, as always, the first thing on the list is increased libido, which is awkward, and I don't like talking about it. I feel like after 6 months, that's when my libido was done, like, stabilizing, and now it's pretty, like, normal, regular. I'm fine. It's fine. Okay, moving on. Redistribution of body fat. This is the interesting one, because up to, like, I'd say 10 months, I really didn't have any redistribution of body fat. But recently, I feel like I have a little bit less of a hip than I used to. I'm gonna put a picture from pre-T right here and from about a week ago right here. I don't know if I actually have lost a bit of weight on my hips, or if it's just placebo or anything, but I feel like I have, and that's the important part. But other than that, you know, I don't work out regularly, especially because I'm like 1 month post-op surgery, so I'm not all that muscular, you know, I'm not like a buff trans man, but regardless, I am not unhappy with my muscularity. I feel like if I were to work out, testosterone would make it easier for me to build muscle. That's kind of what testosterone does. Cessation of the menstruation. This is a good one because I have not had a period in a month. So either it's a little bit late or I'm finally done. And I should be done, hopefully.
Ha ha ha, I wish I got my period 2 days after filming this video. Somebody rip out my uterus.
Periods normally stop like 2 to 6 months after taking HRT, and I am on my 11th month now, or I guess my 12th month if you're gonna like count it up like that. I'm on Depo-Provera now, which is a birth control that you inject every 3 months that is used a lot of the times to calm down a period. So I don't know if it's the Depo or the... Wait, they're both Depo. So I don't know if it's the Depo-Provera or the Depo-Testosterone that's stopping my period, but it could be a combination of the two. But I will probably go off of Depo soon and pray to Satan that my period doesn't come back. But as of now, I haven't had one recently, which is nice. It's good. I hate having my period.
Ha 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 ha. Very funny. Can confirm 2 days later, I hate having a period.
Increased sweat and changes in body odor. It's winter right now, so I don't know about increased sweat, but my body odor is different. I wouldn't say it's increased, it's just different, but I wear deodorant, so it doesn't really matter all that much to me. Prominence of veins, coarser skin. My skin is coarser, but I feel like that's just from acne. And my hands have definitely changed since starting testosterone, but that was actually one of the first changes I noticed, and I talked about it in like the 1 month video when I was on a tiny dose. Acne. Can't we all tell? I feel like it's not too obvious because I have like a kind of strong light in front of me, but yeah, I have acne. So it is mainly on my face, as you can probably see. A lot along here and along my chin. Some of my forehead, but that could also be more from like my hair. And my skin in general is just so oily. I have a video on how I take care of my skin while I'm on T. That was a long time ago, but I still do the same thing. It's not terrible. I take care of it. It's not painful. It's not cystic, so that's a good thing. But I do have dermatillomania, and I do pick at my skin a lot, like to the point where it's a compulsion, and it can really harm my skin. I also have some acne on my chest and my shoulders. My shoulder acne appeared a lot more recently. It's not a lot of it, it's just like a few scattered, and it's not bad at all, but it is there, and that is something that I did not have before HRT. Let's go on to the changes that you can't reverse. All of the ones I talked about before were reversible changes. So irreversible changes, deepening of the voice. It's good. I love it. I still feel like I have a moderately androgynous voice, but when I do kind of focus on keeping it in the lower range, then I'm a lot more comfortable with it. If you go back to my first videos and listen to me talk, it's like wild. I've actually had quite a few comments recently that are like, just watched an old video of yours and your voice, oh my god, and I love those comments, like, they're great. I went to my psychiatrist yesterday, who I see every 3 months, and one of the first things he said was like, dude, your voice, and I was like, yes, thank you! My voice has changed. I'm gonna put a video here, if I remember.
This is what my voice sounds like now, a bit over 11 months on testosterone, and here is some audio from one of my first videos.
Hi, I'm Ashton, and I already filmed this entire video before realizing that the exposure made me look like Donald Trump, so we're trying this again. I know this isn't on my normal upload schedule, but this is something I have to talk about, and I have the...
Yeah, it's changed.
Do you guys remember in like my 7-month on T video or something, where I said I would put in a video of my old voice, and then I didn't, and I was just sitting there like, for 10 seconds? It was terrible, okay, anyways. Growth of facial and body hair. This is another exciting one. So body hair, I have like very, very, very fine hair on my chest, but it's not noticeable unless you know, use a microscope or whatever. I don't have any more hair like on my armpits or anything, but my legs do have more hair, not any more than they did like a few months ago, but I do have leg hair that I just never had before, and I do have a little bit of facial hair. I have peach fuzz pretty much everywhere at this point, but it is darker above my lip. It's getting to the point where I should probably be shaving, but I'm lazy. Like, some of you have noticed it because it does like kind of cast a tiny bit of a shadow. My like goals facial hair wise is basically to just have a little bit of stubble so that I have like that 5 o'clock shadow thing, because I feel like that will help me pass. And then I do have like 2 dark hairs on my chin, because I do have peach fuzz pretty much everywhere on my chin now as well, but there's like 2 hairs that are like eyelash length, but they're not eyelashes because they're attached to my skin. So that exists, and I should probably shave my entire face at this point, but like I have a razor thingy, like buzzy thingy in a box right there, and I need to get motivated, man. I really do. I also do have some tummy hair, which I love because I've always thought it was the cutest thing ever, and I want it, and now I have it. It's not like terribly obvious. If I were to stand up and pull up my shirt right now, you would have no idea. On here, like, I do have a tiny bit of tummy hair. You can see it in pictures sometimes. It's cute. I like it. It exists, and I didn't have that before testosterone. Male pattern baldness. I haven't lost any hair that I know of. But of course I am a youngin'. But my family does also have like pretty good genes for balding, so I'm not all that worried about it. Bottom growth. This is another one that I don't like to talk about. Bottom growth was another one of the first things that I noticed changing, but I think in the past 3 months I've gotten to a larger size. I don't want to be talking about this. I'm like the size of a Mike and Ike. Do you know what Mike and Ike's are? That's me dick. Yeah, so it's really sensitive. It can be kind of annoying, but it exists, and I'm like, I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's whatever, really. Another thing that I wanted to mention is headaches. I've been getting like significantly more like long-term headaches over the past 2 or 3 months, and that is something that can be attributed to testosterone, the testosterone. But of course, I don't know if that's directly related, or if it's because it's winter, or maybe, I don't know. I don't have a complete, yes, this is what it's from, but I have been getting a few more headaches. And then, of course, there's the mental and emotional changes, which for me is probably the most important part. I am not, and never really have been, the most confident person. I'm quite self-conscious. I'm not the most egotistical person in the world, but testosterone has made me a bit more confident to like a comfortable level. I feel like a lot of that can be attributed to my voice, because it's now not something that will give me away, as problematic as that is. I mean, I feel like my general overall mood has definitely increased since starting tea, but I'm also on antidepressants that have been changed, like dosage-wise, since I started tea. Again, I can't really attribute those changes to one or the other. It could be a combination of both, but regardless, I'm happy. Like, I'm a lot happier now than I was before I started tea. That's where I'm at testosterone-wise right now. My 12-month video, I want to do like as many comparison pictures as possible, so that'll be like in a month or so. And yeah, that's where I am right now. I hope that you are confident and happy with your hormones, and I will talk to you later, maybe.